Look at these faces. Do you know what they all have in common? They're part Asian. Better yet, 100% Hapa.
Identity is this conscious, it's an ongoing process. The who we are question, the what we are question is something that you figure out every day.
Do you feel like you're right down the middle, or do you associate more Asian? Do you want to associate more Asian?
No, I hang out with anyone that I respect. I really just feel like I certainly have a gravitation towards Asian Americans and towards Pacific Islanders, especially people from Hawaii, but it's more about attitude than about anything. I don't, like, when I've gone to China, people always say, like, have you gone back to China? And I'm like, I've gone to China. I can't go back to China, but it's a difference. But when I've gone there, what is it like? I go, it's like I'm an American. What do you think? And I mean, people expect me to be like, to have some Joy Luck Club experience where I go back and people embrace me and like, come here, we've been saving these scrolls for you, and here's some jade, and this is your grandfather's village. And it's like, I go back to China and I'm like some tall, dark, tattooed guy from America. I mean, they look at me like I'm crazy.
I grew up in a entirely Chinese household. My siblings are entirely full-blooded Chinese from China, so I grew up as like the white kid. And then when I went to school, I was like the Asian kid, so my Hapa thing is a little different than most. Kuan Yin, the goddess of mercy, is a Buddhist deity, and she sort of envisions compassion and karma to me. Gotta be proud to be Hapa. Spent your whole life fighting a system that doesn't want to recognize you and take control of it. You gotta be proud of it. 35 years old before this U.S. Census allowed me to check more than one box. That's ridiculous. 100% Hapa, that's the sticker for the Hapa Project.
How many different cultures and nationalities have people mistaken you for?
Oh my God, I get all of them. From, I usually get Hawaiian, Filipino, Middle Eastern, Black, Mexican, South American. Rarely, I never get Chinese.
Why do you think we're seeing more Hapas, more of these mixes? Is it because that it's becoming more socially acceptable?
One part is that there simply are more numbers now. Interracial dating has been legal in the country since '67, which is a bizarre thing. I was born before that was legal.
A lot of people may not know that.
Yeah, '67, Loving versus Virginia, they made it constitutional, to actually allow different races. We look at this now and think, like, that's so crazy, but this is what we'll do in 50 years when we'll say, like, gays couldn't marry, or, look back 100 years, women couldn't vote. It's just like these crazy things that we're like, that was real? You guys could smoke on airplanes? You guys sold tobacco on a UC campus? I mean, it's just like these things you look at going, wow. Race is this cultural, social thing that we created at some point in civilization to differentiate people phenotypically by the way we look. We have people from all across the country. I photographed in California, New York, Wisconsin, Washington, Hawaii. They just wrote their stuff. And they were all different ages, they were all volunteers, and they were very easy to find. Because I think if you've gone through this thing where you have never been able to fit in, and all of a sudden someone says, hey, you want to talk about this? People want to talk about it.
Are we the face of the future? Are we what so many people are going to look like when different cultures and different people start blending?
Well, certainly people are going to look different as people continue to intermarry, quote-unquote race. But it's like, I remember that, Time and News, we did that composite of all the faces and said this is what it's going to look like. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not. I think this book, people look as vastly different in this book as anywhere that you'd walk in the street and see difference. I mean, for my whole life, it was always check one box. Basically meant, mom or dad, pick one.
Yeah.
It's like Sophie's choice. I'm not going to do it. So I want people to be able to realize that millions of people go through the same thing all the time, and that's all right.